herself as tough on immigration. But a video from 2018 suggests a different story.
Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation.
Jesus Marquez is a spokesman for Latino Americans for Trump, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Jesus.
Jesus, before you have the floor, Jesus, before you have the floor, how y'all feeling today? How you doing today? It's Friday, right? It's supposed to be Good Friday, but obviously we're hearing some bad news, right? This footage surfaced. 2018, she said, what? So it kind of makes sense now on why, right? Why it's a lot of illegal immigration going on. Because she's part of the problem. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Because we cooking today. We cooking fish on Friday. Somebody's getting deep fried today. With the batter and all. Extra crunchy. Kamala, can you please choose a side? Because you have the world, you're just like you're a chameleon, right? Transform. To me, use a transformer, right? Octopus Prime, transform. In fact, you're giving me Decepticon vibes. Can we talk about it? Smash that like button if you agree. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Can we run it back one more time? I'm going to run it back one more time for the people that's just coming in. I'm going to run it back one more time for the people that's just coming in. Because I want y'all to know what's really going on. And this is brought to you by Healthy Discussion. This is the Healthy Discussion Show morning segment. Let's go.
Kamala Harris is reportedly considering visiting the border on Friday as part of her trip to Arizona, as she hopes to present herself as tough on immigration. But a video from 2018 suggests a different story.
Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation.
Jesus Marquez is a spokesman for Latino Americans for Trump, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Jesus.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you see her there dancing, and she's shouting up, up with education, down, down with deportation. What's your reaction?
Of course she's going to chant that because she wants open border. She has allowed more than 11 million people come across unvetted into the state.
The Silverado HD and up to 36,000 pounds towing capacity.
They said 11 million? 11 million? It's no way. 11 million? Hold on, Kamala. How many people came across the border? Y'all stated 11 million people. I think by far that's not even the correct number. Can we talk about it? That's not even the correct number. That is not the correct number. 11 million. Last time I checked, they said it was 20-something million. So what are they talking about 11 million for? Let's continue.
Wants open border. She has allowed more than 11 million people come across unvetted into the states, into the United States, and she's all for open borders. I wasn't surprised at all to hear there and see this. But look, now she also wants to give amnesty for 2 million DACA recipients. The problem at the border is not the lack of amnesty. The problem at the border is the 11 million people plus that she.
Pause, Jesus. Pause. Because I kind of see her schematics. I kind of see the play, right? Let me tell y'all the play that I see. Now, a lot of illegal immigrants came, correct? That's a fact. Put a 1 in the chat if that's a fact. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all haven't seen it so far. Put a 3 in the chat if you understand this is going on in every major city in the world, from in the United States, from Florida to New York to Texas to California, all these places, right? Chicago. Oh, it gets windy down there. Now they going back and forth on gang territory. Who gave them the guns? Who gave the Venezuelans the guns? Chicago's have switches. Chicagoans, or the gang land in Chicago, they have switches. So I don't think that's a fair war. But look at the play. You allow them to come in. You incentivize them. You give them money that you print while you're taking it from veterans and from the original people that's already here that helped build the United States of America. Now it's infrastructure too, right? You want them to build it so you can do the same thing again because history repeats itself, correct? Now you're stating that they no longer have to have a voter's ID in order to vote. So I see why you catering to a certain demographic and a certain people, because we all know females are the #1 voters. So of course Kamala's catering to that, along with the LGBTQ or whatever, right? That's why the sisterhood is heartbroken right now. The sisterhood is heartbroken because now they're like, if you're not with us, you against us. So y'all gonna line up like sheep and go to the slaughterhouse? That's on y'all. I'm not. Smash that like button if you agree. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So you're gonna have them to vote for you while you're promoting LGBTQ community, which is actually destroying the United States of America, because the laws and the rules to me don't make sense. And most importantly, protect the kids, them. Make sure that your kids safe, because they're starting off with the kids. That's why they're so confused. Look at testosterone, right? It's going down in men, right? And everything else is going up in women. Means that when it's time to reproduce, we ain't gonna have a future. They don't even want to mate and do what we're here to do. Repopulate. So that's another side effect of this thing. Watch the play, right? And she needs to get a foul on this play because I seen it. So you're actually, and then you're giving them down home payments, right? You're giving them down $150,000 down home payment programs for them to buy a house. They've been here for 2 years and they got houses. How? It's because they're making sure that this is what's happening. Y'all see what just happened to Eric Adam? My God, my fathers. It's like everyone have other people interests but the citizens of the United States of America. It's time for y'all to stand up because that's ridiculous. But let's continue though. Let's continue. Hey, Jesus, you have the floor.
And Biden have left into the country. And this is a problem that Latinos across the country are not liking it. When you
Mucho problemos. Let me repeat. Mucho problemos. That's a lot of problems that's going to happen because of this. It's like they're igniting the flames for civil war. What?
You ask Hispanics if they like the open border situation, they all say no. They don't like the fact that they're jumping the line, that they're coming and taking resources that were supposed to be to Americans, and they're taking the jobs too. So I hope that she reconsiders. I don't think she will, because it's been more than 4 years now. Well, 4 years. But this is for the people, the American people, to see what she's all up to and what they want, really.
Jesus, when she ran for president in 2019, this is what she said at a debate.
Not forget our DACA recipients, and so I'm going to start there. I will immediately, by executive action, reinstate DACA status and DACA protection to those young people. I will further extend protection for deferral of deportation for their parents.
She also said she would protect 6 million illegals from deportation, and she would do that through executive order. So Axios contacted her campaign to find out if she was still staying quiet about this. And this is what Axios reported. Asked this week whether she'd take those same executive actions, her campaign declined to answer. So, Jesus.
Y'all see it. Y'all see it, right? I told this lady, you need to pick a side. Oh my, you need to pick a side. Axios said, Harris, on her past pledge for Dreamers, right? They stated this. Asked this week whether she take those same executive actions, because she said she was going to put an executive order to keep them here, right? Just to build the infrastructure. This is why she was campaigning and running on the Biden, going against Biden, right? Mr. Sleepy Joe. To me, he's already asleep. So can somebody grab the wheel? He's asleep at the wheel. Somebody had grabbed the wheel, then it's her. The passenger, we don't even know where she's from. And I got to tell y'all, we're going to do another segment. Candace Owens just bust her out. My God. We don't know who she is for real. But we know who she is because she comes from a communism or communistic background, right? Same thing. Communism or Marxism, that's what's destroying the United States of America. Let me repeat. Look these terms up when you get a chance. Communism and Marxism, right? And look at the side effects of those things, right? But let's continue. We got a few things to talk about. We got to talk about, is Trump racist? Kamala Harris down, deportation, chant, education, indoctrination, right? And we're going to talk about the 2024 election countdown. And we're going to talk about opportunity zones and all these other little things because we need to get into this, right?
They're not talking about it because they know it's not a winning issue
Facts.
this year.
Of course not, but they're doing it. You know, she's talking about protecting 2 million. They are already protecting almost 20 million that came across under her watch, under the SARC watch.
Hold on. What did I just tell y'all before? First, right, Jesus said 11 million, right? Y'all can rewind this back because one thing about this, it's no cap here. This is where the truth is told, and we all truth seekers here, and we're truthers here, right? He just said 11 million earlier, just a week ago. Now he just said 20-something million. What's the numbers? Because that's one hell of a difference in the number, can't you say? That's like 100% difference. You went from 10 to 20. You didn't say 10 million, maybe 12, maybe off by a couple M&Ms, right? Maybe off by a couple M&Ms. But it's looking like, it's not looking like that. It's looking like everyone's way off. So if it's 20, my God, that's not a migration. That's called an invasion. Let me repeat. That is not a migration. That's the definition of an invasion, right? Masses. That's an invasion. But let's continue. According to Webster.
Question is, why doesn't she and even Biden go back and make an executive order to close the border, to protect the borders, to allow for our country to be secure there at the border? She's lacking that. She doesn't care about America. That's why we need somebody like Donald Trump who cares for America, will put America's policies first. And that's exactly what we need.
Jesus, great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Jesus, that was excellent.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Fox and Friends did it.
Jesus, that was excellent. Now, I wanted to show y'all another slide, right? I already queued it up for y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about that, though. Let me know. Is the cap real or not? Is the cap real or not? Right? So let me stop sharing the screen. And let me know what you guys think. Did she support it? What side is she on? Is she playing everybody? First she's Indian, now she's black, now she's whatever you want her to be. Woo. She's whatever you want her to be. You got to stand for something else. You fall for anything. And to me, the world's falling for anything right about now. Can anybody say right about now, right about now, right about now? The world's falling for anything. But let's get into this thing, because I noticed, right? I checked the temperature of people and I asked them, well, who you voting for? And let me know why, right? No one can tell me why they're not voting for Trump. Everybody can tell me why they voting for Kamala. So I asked, I said, well, why do you vote for her? Can you explain to me why? Crickets. It's always a reverse psychology thing. Oh, because Trump's a racist. But I asked you to tell me why. Give me a couple of things that why you want to support this woman. because she's black. Well, we can't say that because she brought you into this country. Let's just keep it a buck. Because she incentivizing you to stay. Can we keep it 100 Dean? Can we keep it 100? Can we keep it 1,000? Wow. Can we keep it a billion? Can we? I think that we should. The fact is that these people don't know what they're talking about. They're going with the headlines instead of reading in between the lines. And you know, most of these people that's coming in, they can't even read a book. No habla inglés. So if you cannot read a book, the only thing you know how to do is trabajar, right? You're a walking duck. You're walking with your head cut off, and you're headed towards the slaughterhouse. They did the same thing to a certain class of people. Don't let history repeat itself, people. Can we talk about it? Well, let's discuss. Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Now, on this segment, we're going to... Let me cue this up for y'all. We're going to... Shimmer screen. This is the South Carolina, right? South Carolina Trump full speech, right? Trump kicks off 2024 campaign in South Carolina. So let's get it. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Okay, you can see the screen a little bit. We got to make that a little bigger. No diddy. We got to make that a little bigger. No diddy. No baby oil. None of that. Can y'all see it now? Right about now. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see it a little clear. Drop a 2 in the chat if it's clear eye, bird eye view. You can see it's crystal clear. Clarity. All right. Y'all say it's clear? Let me take y'all there.
The local GOP leader in South Carolina. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So what is your position? You're the chairman of a local GOP board?
Yes, I'm a chairman of Sumter County Republican Party.
Okay, awesome. So what brought you out here today?
Well, that our former president was going to be speaking. I got an email that said he'd be here. I want to come, and I said, of course. Because to come and see what he's going to say, if there's going to be any announcements that he will make or anything like that.
Are you endorsing Trump, or do you think it's too early? Many of the state officials that we spoke to said they feel it's too early because there's not a clear layout of who all is going to be running in the race. Is that your take, or are you?
That's correct. And I was talking to a few other folks. Don't endorse anybody till we find out actually who's going to be all in the race, who throw their hats in the ring, and then do some research on everybody and find out who they are, where they stand, and get to attend as many rallies as possible to hear that individual speak and hear the words from their mouth. Not what you would read in the paper or hear from somebody else would say this is what they said. Actually hear what they said. And then do some background.
Big facts. He's talking nothing but the truth right there. We have to recognize the truth when we see it. Do your research. Don't read the headlines. Read in between the lines. Go read a book. We know most don't. But let's continue.
How are they successful where they're coming from? What kind of credentials do they bring to the table? And then how can we be successful moving forward?
And that's quite interesting because you would think that, which I guess is different with local elected officials, but you would think people who support Trump would be quick to jump on an endorsement, to put their endorsement behind him. But it seems here it's very, people are slow to want to make that announcement. Do you think that's because of some of the influential voices here like Nikki Haley or Senator Tim Scott, which we may see run for election in 2024?
Well, not necessarily, especially not for myself. That wouldn't be it. It's just that because I like the president, he did some fantastic things for the country. We were energy independent. And what a lot of people don't know and has not been broadcast is one of his first executive actions was to give HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, $100 million a year for as long as.
Y'all hear this? This man is racist, but yeah, he's giving the black community $100 million a year. Also, opportunity zones. Also, he's trying to drill, baby, making sure that energy can be produced and manufactured in the United States of America. We will cut out the middleman. That will cut out Uncle Sam. But yet he's so horrible. Let's continue because these are facts. These are facts now. Let's continue.
Once he was president, they never had to come back to ask for money. And of course, he was one of the most beloved presidents by the Christian community. That was a lot of times I heard him. The other thing I loved about him, he was a businessman, not a politician. So all those positive things is what he brings to the table. That's why I say we're going to wait to see what everybody else has to say.
I heard what he just said. I will trust a businessman running a country better than I would trust anybody that just want to be the president. See, Kamala just want to be the president. What business has she ran? She knows nothing about economy. She was just on the Oprah Winfrey show the other day. Oprah Winfrey was like, it was embarrassing. I could just see it in Oprah. But of course, Oprah was the same person now that supported Trump until Trump decided to go Republican instead of Democrat. And she said, And let me tell you something too. You send your kids to these public schools and all of these schools and all these indoctrination camps, right? Churches and schools and stuff. Do you know that most of their point of views are Democratic, communistic, and or Marxism? Teachers are teaching your kids Marxism every day. So most people are programmed to go blue. I'm talking about hardwired. They don't even know why, but it's like you can't convince a person, right, today, and they've been running programs on them for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. It's the same thing as they used to do with slaves. And when they abolished them, hypothetically, supposedly, right, I guess that's where they want to start our history at. But when they said, it was no more slavery, right? Do you know that most people stayed on the field? You want to know why? Because they didn't know what to do. Psychology, they've been programmed to stay. They free now. They're like, well, what do we do when we free? You're not educated. You don't have any financial education. So you're going to stay with master now, ain't you? You might stay with Master the Bruce now, won't you? So this is the same thing that's happening. Drop them comments down below. Let me know what you think about this.
What's their back record, what they've been doing, what they're bringing to the table.
Do you think that the support from voters here in the state of South Carolina, do you think that they're solid? If they're a Republican, do you think that Trump would emerge out of a primary easily if those other people like Nikki Haley and Senator Tim Scott ran, or do you think that it would potentially hurt him?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that question, but I do believe that he would have an advantage because he's a known person. He has been the president of the United States. They know what he's done. And most folks understand that he's from New York. So those folks who say he's tweeting, I say he's New Yorker. Come on. Have you ever watched, what was that, The Apprentice? But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of hard for me to say. We have a lot of people who support the president.
I got you. So from you being involved with politics in your local city, what do you think are some of the issues that voters care about or that they're eager to see solutions for that the White House could help them with? Because, of course, we know that not everything can be solved at the national level. Some things need to be solved at a local level. But what issues in your area do you think could be solved at the national level that voters are hungry for right now?
Well, first of all, to get our country back on track, to stop spending money we don't have. I could not do that when I was working and had a family. I couldn't spend more money than I earned. So to bring our country back on track, bring us back to being energy independent, and that will help everybody else down the line. I drive a hot rod. Every time I go to fill up the car, I think I had to take out a bank loan. But so it helps the everyday person, the person who is working, the person who is out there trying.
Hey, he's slick. He said, I drive a hot rod, a hot car, right? And every time I go to the gas station, they feel like I got to go get a loan. Can y'all relate? Smash that like button if you can relate. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. But let's continue. Because this boy's cooking.
Trying to earn a living, to have an economy that is not inflated is the most important to me, the most important what my people are thinking about and talking about. We haven't seen the $7 a dozen egg price yet, but just those simple things so people can actually live that are actually working and have a country that they can be proud of and be able to actually live in and enjoy themselves. And like you said, it's a very important thing that politics are local. I tell people in Sumter County, we can't change the state, we can't change the country, we can change our county.
You know, when you mentioned the debt, obviously we know right now Congress is now having to raise the debt limit again for the second time in the past 2 years. Although, so I report on Capitol Hill, I'm the congressional reporter there. Democrats' argument on this, as well as the treasurer right now, is that we've raised the debt limit with Republican presidents, with Democrat presidents. I think it was twice under former President Trump the debt limit was raised. You just said he was helpful for the economy. How do you make those two messages work together? Trump helped the economy, but we still had to raise the debt. What is your reaction to that?
Well, the reaction to that is he's one person. The president has a lot of power, but he has a Congress that makes most of the decisions. He can veto some things and it can be overridden. So if we don't get our Congress doesn't get their spending under control, then the president can almost not do anything. But he can make things better from some of the things he puts into place, but his power only goes so far. That's why we are the republic that we are. Our Congress is supposed to offset that power so we don't have a king.
That's another part too. When you ask the Kamala supporters, "Hey, why you don't want to vote for Trump?" Because he may become a king, and when he become a king, then it's over for all of us. I say they're inducing fear to y'all. Do you know the process of becoming a king in the United States of America, Rand? You got to go through so much, and you got to go through so many hoops and hurdles. Congress have to pass it. The people have to allow it. First of all, think about it. So they're using little fear tactics, right? And they don't know what they really talking about. That's not true. So when I hear people say that, I'd be like, at a point, I don't even want to tell them, hey, you might want to go look that up, because I just like, it's no point of convincing these people. You're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 years of hardwired programming. Whew. I don't have 30, 40 years, 50 years to waste. Just make sure that the kids are informed and the younger generation are informed, because they the future. They know. They tired of the BS. If y'all can't see, they know. But let's continue, because I wanted to cover the part where he talked about this racist stuff with Trump.
We have a president. And so their job now is to do what they're supposed to do and help bring that spending under control.
Did you see the economic impacts from Trump's policies at the local level when he was in office?
Yes, we did.
In what way? In what way?
Well, the biggest one was as him and Tim Scott partnered together.
Hold on, brother. This news anchor, whoever she is, right? She the op. She working against you in every form of way, fashion, even by the questions that she's propagating and asking, right? But you're doing an awesome job. We got to give this fella, got to be a Republican, quick at the feet. You're doing an awesome job at sidestepping her and dancing with her. You're dancing with the devil right now. You're doing a good job. Got to give credit when credit's due.
For the opportunity zones. The folks who took advantage of that, we saw some great results.
For the viewers who are unfamiliar, what exactly are you speaking about?
Okay, an opportunity zone is an area that has been depressed.
That's another point that Trump has, the opportunity zones. No one's talking about that. $100 million a year to black colleges. No one's talking about that. But yet he's so racist. He just freed all the Maine, Kodak, and this, that, the third. And what's the guy from New York? Shift G. Not supporting their criminality or anything that they stand for, but it's just the facts and the principle. You can't say the man racist. What's that? What world are you living in? This is a new world order. It hit different, but let's continue.
The buildings are more or less falling apart. People don't have funds or money to rebuild. Opportunity zones gave the counties, the cities, a way to get monies to rebuild their infrastructure from the federal government. That could put people back on a steady footing. So while they're working, they can get better homes. They can have better and safer places to live.
Interesting. Okay, well, thank you for explaining that. We appreciate it.
That's all right.
And, last question I wanted to ask you, of course, is going to be about...
Pause. Talking about, thank you for asking that. And this is the third and the last question. Now she's about to try to put them in a trick bag, right? But the thing about a trick bag is this: Happy Halloween. Ain't this next month, right? It's not happening over here. It's Good Friday. This man's cooking. Let's continue. You think so? You thought so? You thought you had him? Watch this.
There's a very popular slander against former President Trump, and that is the very famous argument that he is racist. You are a man of color. What is your reaction to that argument?
Well,
this man started laughing at her. After everything he just told you, you then still have the audacity to ask this malicious question, this deceiving question. The question that you're trying to propagate your narrative, right? The question, right? He just spanked you with, man. He put belt to stop playing. He put belt to stop playing. Now let's continue.
I'm also old. I remember where President Trump backed Jesse Jackson when he ran for president.
Whoa.
You would see pictures of Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Muhammad Ali, Oprah Winfrey, all shaking hands, being friendly, smoking cigars together. Oprah Winfrey actually came out and said she wanted to be like Trump until he came down the elevator or escalator and ran for president as a Republican.
This man said, look, little youngin', look, miss, look, Cinderella, right? You wasn't even born when these things was going on. I'm a vet. And I'm letting you know I seen these things with my own eyes, right? He's seen when Oprah used to side with Trump. It's the videos. I'm going to do another video on it. I'm going to show y'all. It's real. She used to side with this man. Now, for some reason, you getting paid mucho dineros from the blue side that you have to, nothing happened. That's why I'm glad they got cameras and footage now. Because now you can bag and you can catch everybody. All that line, pull out that phone. You just said it. You want me to replay it? Ponder replay killing everybody. Where Rihanna, where Riri at when you need her? Ponder replay is killing everybody. You just said this just a week ago, Smyrna. You just said it just a week ago, Smyrna. We got you on today, though. This man is cooking her. She thought she was slick, saving the best for last. Put her in the trash can. Let's continue.
What is your reaction to that argument?
Well, I'm also old. I remember where President Trump backed Jesse Jackson when he ran for president. You would see pictures of Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Muhammad Ali, Oprah Winfrey, all shaking hands, being friendly, smoking cigars together. Oprah Winfrey actually came out and said she wanted to be like Trump until he came down the elevator or escalator and ran for president as a Republican. Magically, he became racist. We know he's not. There's stories about Trump, and I don't know how many people know this, but there was a homeless woman, American of African descent, living in Trump Tower. And somebody came and told him, said, well, we've got this woman living here. What are we going to do with her? He said nothing. He let her stay there because so she could have a place to live. So those stories don't get out. And, and the narratives that goes out there about what he says in some of the areas about white supremacy and stuff like that, they never repeat the whole speech. That's why I say it's so important for we look at the whole speech. They say, I'm not talking about those people. they're bad. That never came out.
Right, because many things could be taken out of context, which they have been.
If you cut the
Speeches,
speech,
clips.
you clip.
Quarter. Y'all see that? Well, anything has been taken out of context. This man just schooled you. On that note, please, President, let me see what else you have to say before we close this session here.
Clip the speech and edit the speech. You can make it sound like everyone wants to. That's why being in person is so important for anybody who can do it.
And, I think that's actually quite dangerous.
You made a valid point too, and that's why also reading the whole context, actually seeing the whole footage, because they did the same thing to Andrew Tate. They just clip. I can clip anybody, whatever you say, and make it sound like something that you didn't say or whatever narrative I want you to fit in. That's a dangerous thing about the internet. See, with great powers come great responsibility. Some people use it for bad. I'm trying to use it for good. You can make any lie. That's why you cannot sue the news channel now. The news channel has a litigation and law that states that according to propaganda, and we all know what that is, right? You cannot sue them for spreading false information or misinformation. I said, my God. But they can censor you for doing it, though. Y'all got to understand what's going on here. Now, I ain't from Mayfair, but I don't think they playing fair. This is not the Mayflower. The ship that came that y'all heard about in history class, it's not the Mayflower. Bring April showers. We're not doing that. Let them who have eyes see clearly. We're not doing that. That's old. We have something called information at our fingertips. What y'all gonna do about it? We got information. It's nothing you can't know. If you don't know, figure it out. I'm having a wonderful time on StreamYard too. I'm just letting y'all know I'm getting so embedded and so familiar with it that it's crazy. The thing about me is that you're not supposed to teach me anything. Because once I know, my God. But anyway, let's continue.
Talking point for our country, because if you divide people based on race, or you try to propagate that message that this man is racist, and if you support him, you're racist, and you just trying to divide people, trying to propagate that message of racism, that actually does a lot of harm, I think, morally, because then people start vying against each other. And our media specifically was founded to unify people and oppose the communist specter, the ideology, which divides people. So do you have any thoughts on how harmful that could be for a nation?
Well, it's very harmful. And as you mentioned a key word, communists. We look back as communism started, what did they do? They pitted the poor against the rich, the proletariat against the bourgeoisie.
Yes, they separate, they conquer, they separate and divide. That's how they conquer. This is how they conquer. They separate and divide. And what did he say? What was the word that he said that I told y'all about? Communism. Did y'all know that? I'm gonna give y'all a fact, right? Let's cook it real quick. Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Let me give you a fact. Did y'all know that Kamala Harris' father was a communist? These are facts now. Do not believe me. Go look it up yourself. Do you know, or did you know, and this is bigfacts.com, that Kamala Harris' father is a communist? So they say an apple don't fall far from the what? Steve Jobs. An apple don't fall far from the tree. So all these tactics that she's doing, trying to put the Hispanic Latino community against the black, not knowing that we all related, that's cousins. They like, oh, we comprehend it now. Now we understand. Comprehend it. Yeah, we understand. They want to work us for less and this, that, the third. They're starting to wake up and say, you know what? We're not going to finish your job on time. We want more money. We want mucho dineros. They're starting to pick up on it. They're no fools. They might act like it. Sometimes you gotta play the fool to catch them.
What are we doing here? We're pitting black against white. They're doing the same exact thing. They couldn't do it with the financial piece because most people now are on the same platform as far as having economic abilities. So what do they pick? They pick color of the skin. And I know that you won't mind me saying this. I hope this doesn't get cut. But truly, okay, sorry, but truly we are all one race created by God, and he made many nations. So we all came from one race of people. We're all one race of people. And as I speak to people, I tell them, you know why we're different colors? Look at nature. Nature's got greens, yellows, oranges, purples, blues, sunset.
This man's cooking. Y'all just heard what he just said. I felt that. This man's cooking. We come from one. If you understand about the Anunnaki gods and all of that, what was they saying? One. When you do like this and you lead somebody, one. I got to understand what's going on. One. And one don't mean, oh, just because I'm one, you're two. No. One means that we all one because we all a reflection of one another. If you understand it from the esoteric point of view. This man is cooking. He said, look at nature. You got the greens, you got the browns, you got the blues, you got the pinks, you got the sky, you got everything. But guess what? It's all under the umbrella of what? Nature. So all them colors is a derivative of what? Nature. This man's cooking. I appreciate that, man.
Sunsets are fantastic. Rainbows are fantastic. So why doesn't his children reflect his likes in different colors? So that's why we are all different colors. But we are all one race.
Similar human values as well.
Similar human values. When you get down to it, we all like family. Most of us have faith. Most of us enjoy freedom. So the basics of a family to survive and support itself is what most of us believe in. So, and regardless of your skin color, or regardless of what country you come from, that's why they come to America, because we offer that. No other country in this world can you go to and be called, we can't go to France and be called a Frenchman. We can come to America and be called American.
And that's that, you mentioned the immigration issue.
That was well said. I'm going to drop the video link down below for that because that's an extensive. I just wanted y'all to see that part right there. Crystal clear. Smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Don't forget to click the link. I'm going to pin, if you want to support my channel, I'm going to pin some links at the top of the channel. And that goes for the EMF protector. If you want to protect your family, your friends, your loved ones, please get them that. It's Christmas time is coming. You have Thanksgiving that's coming up. You need it on your phone, on your car keys. You need it everywhere. Hit that link down below if you need to monitor your credit. Also, if you need business loans or anything along that nature, right? It's going to be pinned to the top of the chat. This is my way of adding value to the community. And email me and let me know what subject matters y'all want me to talk about. I appreciate all the emails that I did get, all the support. People are very loving for this channel. That's one thing I must say, right? I have tons of emails, and I'm going to do a screenshot of all my emails in the future to show you people really support this channel. First, I thought, I'm just doing it for a hobby. I want to do it, get things out, use this as a window to talk to the people, the millions of people, and it's actually working, right? It's literally working. So I appreciate the internet. I love it. It's the best time to be alive. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. And remember, positivity over negativity always.